Hello, welcome to my channel. Thank you for stopping by. I have some boxes that I just finished decorating and they're full of lace, and they are going to be for sale in my Facebook group, not on Etsy. But if you're not in my Facebook group and you are interested, these are full of lace. I will show you the lace. You can email me. I'll leave my email below. Etsy's still having a little trouble with deposits. They give you half of what they tell you. Takes 2 or 3 days longer. You'd think with all the money they bring in, they'd be able to, by now, resolve their problems, but they haven't. So it makes it a little difficult when that's what you live on, and they tell you you're going to get a certain amount, and they only give you half. That's not too cool. So anyways, I'm going to offer these in my Facebook group. And I also am going to do a giveaway this month. I said I wasn't going to, said I was going to take a break, but I'm really bored. And I really love seeing what everybody makes and brings into the group and entering people. And it's just fun every day to get excited about the new things that you're making and who's going to win and so on and so forth. So I will be showing you the box of lace that will be in the giveaway. I will be doing a drawing on July 9th. I'm doing it as the patriotic 4th of July theme, but the challenge is this. You can make anything you want, but for this week, starting tonight, it has to have the color red in it. And the next week will be white, and the next week will be blue. But if you make something with any of my digitals, whether they're free from my Facebook group where you get them, or you bought them on Etsy, they will automatically be entered. The colors won't matter. You can make anything you want from the digitals that you get from me, and whether it be a tag or a pocket or a journal, folio, whatever you want to make. And if you're using, it doesn't have to, the whole thing doesn't have to be my digitals, but some part of my digital in there, then I will enter that for the drawing. So red for this week, or one of my digitals, white next week, blue the next week, and we'll talk about the last week. Maybe it'll be red, white, and blue the last week, which is the 4th of July, but we will draw on the July 9th, which is a Sunday night. Now these here, I'm going to go through these first. These are digitals from my shop. These girls are from my Victorian ladies that I have in the shop, and if you were to go there, you'd recognize them right away because of their vibrant, and their faces are so pretty. And this one is from my dress fabric sample tags that are like little booklets. They have a front and a back, and there's a dress on the front and dress on the back. That's where this dress image came from. So they're all different prices, okay? I'm including shipping in the price. This one is $30, including shipping. This one is also $30, including shipping, and this one is $35, including shipping, because it has a little more in it than the other two. These two are pretty similar. It's so pretty. These, I love these boxes. Anyways, then let me see how. This one is 5 inches this way, and deep it is 3 inches deep. I added appliques on the front. I purchased the box. It was already with all this on it, which I thought was cool. So here's the cover, this pretty Victorian woman, and I've added some flowers and some applique. And inside, let's just take a look, shall we? Okay, I stuffed it up. You'll get a ½ yard of this wedding trim that I took off of a beautiful wedding gown that I recently purchased. You get a ½ yard of that. And this is another wedding gown trim. You'll get a ½ yard of this. It's nice and thick, wide, so you can cut flowers out. You can cut little flourishes out. You even can cut a scallop, you know, one or a whole big thing. I do that a lot when I want just a little piece, but I want a little scallop on my journal. I'll cut one of these out. If I want just a flower, I cut out the flower. If I want just something different, I'll cut this. I'm always cutting apart appliques. I never use the whole thing usually. And you can do the same with this. And the other thing you can do, and this is funny, that looks very much alike, but it's white. But it's not. It's not exactly the same. But it's close. I didn't notice that. Maybe the dress came from the same store. I don't know. If you want pearls to stay on the back, pearls and sequins to stay on your appliques, all you do before you cut it is you turn it over and get yourself either tacky glue, hot glue works. I just push it on a silicone mat so that it flattens it out if I use hot glue. But otherwise, tacky glue right where the threads are. You want to make sure and just go around. And you don't need a lot, okay, because you don't want it to get all stiff and hard and everything like that. But if you're cutting out one little piece like this, before you cut it out, put your glue around the threads. Let that dry. It takes about 5 minutes, and then cut it out. That's for any part on here that you want the pearls to remain. Now this is beautiful. I love brown appliques, but I can never find them, and I found them recently. So I'm going to share. I mean, obviously I'm not giving it to you. You're buying it. But I could keep it and hoard it, believe me. I didn't find a lot of it, and it was very expensive, but I didn't care because I love putting brown appliques on things. Beige, you should say, not really brown, like on here. It just gives it a little bit more of a vintage look, and I really like that. So I did that here too. So you get some of that, and then this is a pretty trim that can also be cut apart, and I use the sections on everything. So let me see, yeah, that's a ½ yard as well. And then I'm including this beautiful applique that could go on a pillow, could go on the front of a journal. I mean, just gorgeous. On a page, a special page in your journal. And all you have to do is glue in the pearls and so on. And all of them are here. And I've had this for quite a while. I've been hoarding it, but I may never use it. So, you know, here's some appliques. Applique. All right. Applique. And I also give you some of these, which are really pretty to use. I just cut right around them, very close, and it's fine. And if you want, oh, that's the wrong side. They're even prettier on the right side. But if you want to glue the backs of them before you cut them, you can. You might want to, if you want to take the time to do a little bit of glue around the edges, you can. I never have, because when I do glue them down, I glue the edges onto whatever it is I'm gluing them on. If I'm gluing them onto a page or something, I glue the edges down and they stay pretty good. I cut very close with them. Okay, so you get 4 of those. You get a lot of appliques here. Very pretty appliques, borders, brown applique. Okay, and that's all in here. And that is $30 for all of it, which includes shipping. And shipping is about $7, $7 to $8. And this is for the USA only. So I hate to have to charge so much, but shipping is crazy. We all know it. If you sell, you know that it's crazy. And you get the box, which is really nice. Real pretty box. I mean, you could buy this box just like that with nothing in it for $25 very easily. These make nice gifts for Christmas. Okay, this one is a 5-inch circle, and I added some trim on the bottom just to kind of beef it up a little bit. I added some flowers and a bow. Of course, this is my lady from a vintage Victorian graphic that I've done in my Etsy shop, and then I put all kinds of appliques. And underneath here also is a tatted doily. I put lace on, there's layers on here. Lace and a tatted doily, then her, and then all of the appliques. Okay, so we get appliques here and some flowers, hand-dyed flowers, different ones. I tried to make them the same but different. I wanted to give different so that you have a choice of what you're getting. Okay, and here is a bridal applique. Very, very pretty. You can cut this apart like nothing. You could have a lot. Oh, I could see 5, 6 pieces right here. That, you know, sometimes you just need a little something on a page. Like, isn't this perfect? This little flower here. You just cut that out, but I would glue it on the back first. Okay, and then this is trim off of a wedding gown. And then here's more of an applique off of a wedding gown. And another one. And then you have the brown appliques, and you have a scalloped edge here. And then you're going to get a 1/2 yard of the bridal trim, and another 1/2 yard of the bridal trim. So that's for $30, this box, and you get a lot in it. Pretty, pretty, pretty. I don't think I'll ever run out of appliques or bridal things. My husband, he's so happy with that. Poor guy. Steps on the pearls all the time. Oh, well, I can't help it. All right, and this one is 6 by 6. And I've put some, oh, what do they call this now? I forget. I know it's an applique, but it's like, it's a big applique. Okay, let's just put it that way. And there's 2 layers here. I had to cover cover it in paper because it was all yellow. And, well, not only that, they had some flecks in it that, not flecks, but pieces of different color that were very bright. And I liked the box. I don't know where I got the box, but I wanted to use the box, so I covered it. And you can see what I'm talking about here in this. I couldn't cover that completely, but I covered as much as I could. And this is bridal lace here. And this is the dress from my dress sampler cards. And then inside here, we've got a lot more. We've got some more of these bridal appliques here. More appliques. Some don't have pearls. Some do. Some pretty pink, piece of pretty pink lace I love with a scalloped edge. Some of the dyed flowers. More applique. And I threw this in. This is a pretty green, see, right side, wrong side. Kind of a lace. Sometimes I like to use green just a little bit on something, and it just softens everything, I think. So you could get a lot out of this. You could cut out flowers. You can cut these pieces here, a flower or just the inside of a flower or a leaf. I love to cut the leaves and use them. Another, let's see. More, I loaded it up with bridal appliques. These are so pretty and stuck together. Those 2 are stuck together. All right, and a different kind of bridal applique from a different dress. More applique. The beige applique. A good amount. Very pretty. half a yard of the bridal trim, half a yard of this bridal trim, and more applique, and some of these as well. Okay, and this beautiful box. Now when you put the lid on this box, it doesn't look like that's going to fit in there, but it does. When you put the lid on the box, you want to push the box in a little bit, because me adding the paper made it a little thicker, so it's real tight fit. Unless you push on the box, then it goes on very easily. Okay, so there's a lot of lace on here and a lot of lace in here. So these will be in my Facebook group, or if you want to message me, email me, whatever, you can let me know, and we'll get to it. We'll take care of it. Now this is the box of lace that I will be giving away in July, on July 9th. Here's some appliques. A nice big piece of applique. It's falling all over the place. Okay. Peach lace, nice and heavy. And you can cut these out. I do that all the time. Cut these little flowers out. You can use the scalloped edge. You got a lot of flowers and tulips here. Quite a bit. This is a scalloped edge. I believe I gave you a yard of it for the giveaway. It's off of a wedding gown. And a little bit of the wedding gown that trim that was in the other boxes. This is wedding gown trim. Did I give you a yard? I think I did. A little bit under a yard, and this is so pretty. I love this. So pretty. And a doily with nothing on it, which is unusual. No embroidery. It's made out of linen. It's got flecks of fabric on it from sitting around with all the other materials and chatting all day long and not doing nothing. So it needs to get onto something and make itself worth its while. Okay, here is, I love this stuff, some netting with little rosebuds. So get that. And then this is an old doily, very vintage. One edge has flowers. Let's make that right. Flowers on the edge. The other edge does not, but you get all these flowers on three sides, and then the flower here. This is very vintage and very pretty. This is not vintage, but it's very pretty. A couple of these for who knows what, you know. A piece of this lace here. I think that was part of a tablecloth. And then this is vintage, definitely. Pink. And you get a nice sized piece of that. I folded that in half. And then this one that I love to give away because I have so much of it, with all these beads on it. And again, here you would glue the backs of all the threads if you just want to cut out one thing. If you're going to use it, I mean, I wouldn't wear it. I'd use it in a craft project. I would not try to wear it. Look at the scalloped edge. Isn't that the prettiest thing? So pretty. I hope I'm showing it all to you. Looks like there's a big shadow, but I don't know. Let's see. This camera. Okay, a piece of this, which is nice, and a piece of this, which has a scalloped edge, and also flowers throughout that you can cut and use for appliques. Okay. And this is some organza. Just a piece that's great on a journal cupboard if you don't want to cover something completely up. You want to see through it. That works great. And a big piece of white lace. Now remember, you can always coffee dye these things. I mean, I do. I buy white because then I can make it any color I want. If I want to make it blue, if I want to make it pink, if I want to make it coffee, that's what I do. So you can coffee dye any of this. I don't think I'd recommend coffee dyeing this. It's but it's a pretty light beige, and I would be very careful with this. This is fabric you need to be careful with. I would not coffee dye pink, but you never know what that'll look like. You could always coffee dye this. I have dyed these. I've dyed them pink, and they came out really pretty. And what I did was I cut them apart, and I used the heart and this on a project, and it turned out really nice. This vintage, this, I wouldn't dye this, but I mean, if you wanted to, you could try it. I would dye this. In fact, I have dyed some of this. I have some of it coming up. It will be coming up for sale. I just got to iron it now because, woo, it's shriveled all up. And this peach lace, which is so pretty. More bridal trim. And then these appliques. And these appliques. And these appliques. Okay, so that's it for me tonight. And I've been busy cutting up wedding gowns and thinking about everything I want to make with them. So I hope I've encouraged you to buy some lace and to do the challenge with me so we can do a drawing and I can get rid of some more lace so I can give out more lace. So I thank you for stopping by. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're not a part of my Facebook group, I hope you would join, because that's where I'm going to be doing specials and like that. If you're not subscribed, I hope you will subscribe. And I hope you have a nice rest of the weekend. And I will see you in the next video.